One of the popular things I do in the public relations podcast every week is I have a comms conundrum. And I thought I would do it on LinkedIn just for a bit of fun. Because these have been really popular. And what I do is I give a fictional scenario, which is always a bit dodgy or a bit on the edge. And then you have to choose between two options. You can't think of another one. You have to pick between two. And they're often, it's a question of picking the least worst option. But anyway, see what you think about this. Just imagine for a moment that you're no longer doing the job you're currently doing, unless this is you. Imagine a completely different situation, and your day job is inside this huge, great building in this capital city, and you're managing public relations for a national museum that just opened a major historical exhibit centered around a ceremonial sword, so an ancient sword, with jewels and stuff like this on it. And people are mainly coming to see this item because of its age and historical significance. It is seriously old. But the problem is, a historian who used to work for you, for your organization, when the exhibition was being planned, has leaked some internal emails that were shared when the exhibition was first being set up that question the sword's authenticity. And this historian is claiming it's a forgery and that you as an organization are duping people because you know that it's a fake. Well, you obviously go and talk to some of the people within the organization to say, well, is it a fake? What do I do? How do I approach the media on this one? How do I approach the situation? And here's the problem, they're divided. Some of them tell you the sword is authentic, while others think the evidence for forgery is compelling as well. Now, you've heard that this historian is already pitching their story to the media and to influencers as well, and you've got the feedback that this story is being picked up, and that's the angle it's going to go on, that you as a museum are lying to people and duping them, even though you know this thing is a fake. So you've got to choose one option. Which of these are you going to pick? Are you going to pick option A? Are you going to release a statement that you're aware of the allegations and that you're confident that the piece is authentic based on considerable research? Or are you B, going to embrace the debate, raise the question that could be fake, get videos with curators online discussing the pros and cons and things people should look for when they visit to decide if it's fake or not, and maybe share some evidence, maybe even set up a public talk called Is It Fake? So what would you do? Would you release that statement that you're aware of the allegations, but you're confident it is true and it is authentic? Or do you actually embrace the debate? What I do in this is I give what I would do, but I'm always interested in what you would do too. I think one of the first things to consider here is how the institution typically reacts to situations like this. Many museums tend to have a more traditional approach to comms, right? Preferring to stay relatively quiet when controversies arise. So you might find your hands are tied, but let's assume in this situation that you get to decide here. So to me, option one has a significant risk of actually achieving very little on behalf of what you're trying to do to control the narrative. And if you release a statement saying you're aware of the allegations, that alone could signal to the media, and especially to historical experts, that you're questioning the artifact's authenticity already. Which in itself could fuel the debate, and then it'll be down to the media and the public to decide whether it's true, whether your museum is lying to people or misleading them. Because everyone likes a controversy, and it could just blow up and blow up against you. That's the problem. And that's why personally I would go for option two. By embracing that debate, and this is why I would do that, you shift the narrative to your advantage. If this is already going to come out, if there's already going to be a debate coming out, and then you think to yourself, well, what is the ultimate goal here? Is it simply to prove the authenticity of the artifact, or is it to get people through the door to pay money to come to the museum? Which ultimately, of course, it is. But in which case, you can do that by increasing public interest. So I would actually personally lean into the mystery. And I would organize events around the question, is it fake or not? Now, I'd ensure there's obviously plenty of evidence presented to show that it is authentic, and I'd make this process interactive to do that. So I would invite journalists to examine the artifact firsthand, which they're obviously then going to cover, aren't they, when they go back and report on it. I would create videos with curators explaining both sides of the argument. I'd provide visitors with sheets that they can carry when they walk around the exhibition that list the key features to look out for. Things like specific markings, or particularly if you look at a jewel in a certain way, or whatever it is. So that obviously they have to come to the exhibition to look for themselves. And at the bottom, you could literally have the words, do you think it's fake or not? You could just make it an interactive thing. I think that the goal here as a PR, more than likely, is to get people in the door. And if this story is going to come out anyway, then why not embrace it? Because the reality is, with all historical items, I think we all know this, there's always some questions about it. So if you can come up with enough evidence to show that it is and actually get this debate going, I think there's a huge opportunity to promote what you're doing. and whole aspects of history and truth and authenticity and all this thing as well. So from a PR perspective, to me, option 2 creates that buzz and excitement, and it turns to me the potential crisis into an opportunity to elevate the museum's profile and attract more visitors. But what do you think? This is one of the things I love about these comms conundrums, is that I get so many messages from people saying they would do it differently. Now, remember, you have to pick one of the two, but why? Why would you do it? Let me know. You can either write a comment below if you're listening to this on LinkedIn, or head to LinkedIn if you like. You can find me, search for Richard Midson, Midson. Right, that's it for the comms conundrum for this week. I hope you enjoyed Eddie Jacobs yesterday as well, which was fascinating chat, and also the podcast as well on Tuesday. So much more content still coming up. If you want to find out more, of course, about what's going on, head to the publicrelationspodcast.com. And also, if you want to find out, or if you want to get more ideas, more techniques and stuff like that, then check out the premium membership as well, the premium subscribers section as well on the website too. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will speak to you next week.